Hello, my good friends. Welcome to another piano lesson with Joel. Today, we're going to start off our lesson with a warm-up from page 26. We'll start with rockin' intervals on page 26, and then we'll head on over to page 27, harmonica rock, as a warm-up and a review from what we did in our last lesson. Then the meat of our lesson will be on pages 28 and 29, so we'll get to Good King Wenceslas today, yes, and we'll get to Jingle Bells, which is even more exciting. At the time of this recording, we're at the tail end of the holiday season, the Christmas season. We're still in early January, so it's better to get this Good King Wenceslas and Jingle Bells in at this point before it's too late. All right, so without further ado, let's get going. Turn to page 26. Let's play this together. All right, so rockin' intervals. Remember, we have in the second measure, we have a rest on beat 2. We're working with seconds and thirds for the most part in here. And also, a little bit new for us at the beginning of this particular piece was the dynamic level of forte. And again, forte means loud or strong. Again, I like to say strong, but it does mean loud. Okay, so let's begin with your fourth finger of the right hand on F, and then let's get our left hand prepared to play the F and the G in measure 3 when it comes in. Okay, we're going to keep this still kind of slow, and here we go. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1, 2. Rest. Left hand. 2. 1, 2. Right hand. 2. Rest. Left hand. 2. Rest. Let's repeat. And right hand. 2. 1. Rest. Left hand. 2. 1, 2. And right hand. Rest. Left hand. 2. Rest. Rest. Okay, well done. Let me know how you're doing with that. And you see at the bottom part, the very bottom of that page, it says duet part. So at some point, hopefully soon, I will record that in the left hand. I will record that part on the bottom there, and then you can use that as an accompaniment to play along with. You played rockin' intervals just as you did, and then with the recording, you can play that duet part that I will create for you, okay? That'll come up, I promise. Keep an eye out for that particular video. Okay, let's move to the bottom of page 27. We talked all about the top of page 7, so let's move right to the bottom of page 27. Harmonica rock. So again, we're talking about harmonic intervals, which is why we're playing harmonica rock. Okay, again, starting with your right hand on C and D. Okay, we're going to play harmonic here. The left hand, get the left hand ready with your fifth finger on C, fourth finger on D. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand. 2. 1, 2. Right hand. 2. 1, 2. Left hand. 2. 2. Let's take the repeat. Right hand. 1, 2. Left hand. 2. Right hand. left hand. All right, very good. So that's all I'm going to do with those two pieces for now. If you want to, go ahead back, scroll back in the video, and play them again. And again, if you need to, slow down the video speed. If that's a little bit too fast for you, go ahead and slow down the video speed in the bottom right-hand corner of the, I believe it's under the settings in YouTube. You can slow it down to a custom speed, and the pitch will stay the same for you. Okay, so you can still play along. All right. At this point, let's go ahead and turn the page, and let's talk about melodic fourths and fifths. And for this right now, I'm going to start up at the board just to help explain what their points are here on the top of page 28 and the top of page 29. So give me a second. I'm going to go up to the board. At this point, I'm referencing the top of page 28. Up here on the board, I have that first measure written out for you, and I also have the first measure, measure 3, which is in the bass clef left hand, written out over here. And then we'll also talk a little bit about the top of page 29 with the information we have on the board. So, a fourth. Essentially, a fourth will go from a line to a space, and to get there, we just count up. It's as simple as that. We're just counting up. So we start here with 1. Remember, this is a ledger line. That's actually a line note. We count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's your fourth. Okay, so we're going from a line to a space note. A fifth, we're going to go from a line to another line note. Okay, we're skipping that line in between there, of course. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's our fifth. Over here in the bass clef for the left hand, we have the same intervals except for they're showing them going down in the book. Okay, so we count down 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our fourth, and on our fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your fifth. Okay, so it's really as simple as that. The same as seconds and thirds, except for obviously a fourth and a fifth. It's going to be a little bit further apart. Now, if you look at the top of page 29, when you skip 2 white keys, the interval is a fourth. And we'll see that a little bit more when we get back to the keyboard. So we're skipping 2 white keys to get up there. Okay. When you skip 3 white keys, your interval is a fifth. Okay, over here, and the same over there. So you're going from a line to a space for the fourth, or a line to a line for the fifth, or you're going from a space to a line for the fourth, or a space to a space for the fifth. So just a couple tips to help you recognize those jumps as you're playing and working on new pieces of music. All right, so let us get back to the book, and let's do some playing, and we're going to get on to Good King Wenceslas. So here we go. In Good King Wenceslas, they want you to find the fourths before you play. So let's take care of that quickly here. I'm not going to put it on the board, but let's take care of that quickly. I bet you've already found the fourth. If you go to the second measure of Good King Wenceslas, where we have the F, F to the C, okay, that's a fourth going down. Okay, so that's easy to point out. And then I'm sure you're finding a lot of seconds in here. Let's go to the next line. I see it. Okay, second measure of the second line. It's essentially the same thing. It's just in the bass clef for the left hand, right? You're going from the F, F to the C, and those are your 2 occurrences of the fourths. Okay, let's play this. Stop talking and let's play this. All right, so let's get our fourth finger on F here. Our pinky is going to be ready on the G with the right hand. In the left hand, let's get your left hand ready for second finger on F to repeat the melody once we get there. All right, so starting 1, 2, we'll keep it slow and go. Now, why they didn't put a repeat sign here is beyond me. This is one song that deserves a repeat sign. So we are going to take the repeat this time. How about this time? I'm going to add an accompaniment with my left hand at the beginning, and then halfway through when we go to the second system there, the accompaniment will be in my right hand because my left hand's playing the melody. Okay, so this will just give you a little bit more to practice with at home. All right, so here we go. Starting again, let's keep it at the same tempo, though I know you probably want to take it faster. Let's keep it nice and slow so that we can think ahead and look ahead for each new note and make sure you're counting with me. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, right hand starts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Left hand goes. 2. Okay, and we'll stop right there with this particular piece. Again, if you need to go back, go ahead and scroll back and play that over a few more times. Let's move on to my fifth. Find the fifths before you play. All right, so I see a fifth. Do you see a fifth yet? Okay, going from the first measure to the second measure, going from the C with your thumb to the G. Okay, from the C, and there's your fifth. All right, any more in that line? I don't see any more in that line. Let's go to the next system or the next line with your left hand. All right, same thing here, right? We're going from the C to the G. So there's your fifth, and then I don't see any more fifths in there. Okay, and if you read the words of this, it's an interesting text here. This is my fifth, and maybe you've heard Beethoven's fifth is only a third. So a pretty neat little reference there to the Fifth Symphony of Beethoven. I'm sure you know it. Okay, that's just a third, right? And then it goes on. And I'm sure you are familiar with that. That's just a masterful piece of music, as all his music is, taking that one little motif, and then using it upside down, inside out, and creating an entire movement of work after that, with that. Okay, so for us and for our part, we're going to play our fifth here. Starting with your right hand. Thumb on C. Get ready for your pinky up here. Get your left hand in position. And let's repeat this one. Again, there's no repeat sign on this one. Let's go ahead and repeat it. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, softly, go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left hand. 2. 1, 2, 4. Rest. 2. 1, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Left hand. 2. Rest. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And make sure you hold those whole notes out for 4 beats. Okay, they have earned their 4 beats. Make sure they get 4 beats. Make sure the half notes get 2 full beats. All right, let's move on to the top of page 29, measuring melodic fourths and fifths. We've already touched on this on the board, so I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. When you skip 2 white keys, the interval is a fourth. Fourths go from line to a space or a space to a line, as you can see in the example there. Just below that, when you skip 3 white keys, the interval is a fifth. Fifths go from a line to a line or space to a space, as I showed you on the board and as they show you here. All right, let's move on to number 1 just below that. So here the direction is write the names of the keys a fourth apart on this keyboard, beginning with the lowest F. And again, I don't know if I said this before. Be sure you're writing in pencil with this. I know this is your own book and so forth. Try to use pencil because if we need to make a mistake, or I'm sorry, if we make a mistake and we need to change that, then we can go back and erase. So pencils are always good when writing in music. All right, so our direction here, write a fourth above each note that we come up with here. So let's begin on this F down here. So this F is the F they have at the very bottom of the keyboard in number 1 there. So all we need to do is count up 4 and we'll find the fourth above. So if we start here on F and we go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, then we end on B. So go ahead and write in B on the B there, because that's our fourth above. All right, let's now start on B and go up a fourth. 1, 2, and that brings us to E. So go ahead and write in E as the next fourth. And then we're going to start on E and go up. We're up to A. Start on A. Now we're up to D. Go ahead and write in your D. All right, now I'm going to change to my right hand here. Going from D up a fourth. 1, 2, 3. Now we're on G. Starting with G. Now we're on C. Next one. And we're on F. And one more. Okay, we end at the very top note on B. So all of those notes were a fourth apart. Important to remember that you always count your first note as 1. Okay? Let's go on to number 2. Write the names of the keys a fifth apart on this keyboard, beginning with the lowest F. So we're going to start on the exact same note as we did for fourths, but this time we're going to go up a fifth. Let's find out where we end up here. Okay, so starting on F with our pinky in the left hand, let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we're on C. Go ahead and write in your C. Now I'm going to start on C. And now we're on G. Let's use G to start. Now we're up to D. Let's use D to start. A. Start on A. And now we're on E, and we have one more. And we end on that high B again, just as we did when we were doing the fourths. Very interesting how, I guess, mathematically that all works out, right? We don't have as many of the fifths in those octaves there, but we did end on a B just like we did for the fourths. Okay, very interesting there. So go ahead and go back if you need to just double check yourself. Otherwise, let's go on to number 3. I'm not going. This will be part of your homework, but I will do the first 2 with you, and then I'll sign this as part of your homework before we're done today. Okay, so identify these intervals. If the interval moves up, write up in the box. If the interval moves down, write down in the top box. Write the name of the interval in the lower box. If the note does not move up or down, write same note. Okay. So just as we did for the seconds and the thirds, this time we're going to have second, thirds, fourths, and fifths as an option to write in there. All right, let's take a look at the very first one. We're going from a C to a D. Okay, so that's going up. So go ahead and write in the word up in the top box. And then in the bottom box there, we're going up a 1, 2. Okay, so write in second. We're going up a second there. All right, let's go to the next one. Now we're starting on E down to C. So obviously we're going down this time. So in the top box, write the word down. And we're going from an E down to an C. So 1, 2, 3. We're going down a third. All right, so the first one you have up and second. The second one there is down third, down a third. All right, so go ahead and finish that for homework. You don't need to do it right now. We'll do that for homework. At this point, let's go ahead and turn the page because we are almost up to Jingle Bells. Before we get into Jingle Bells, I know we're all excited to get there, myself included. Let's do some heavy lifting at the top of the page here where we have harmonic fourths and fifths. So play these harmonic fourths and fifths. Listen to the sound of each interval. So again, harmonic intervals, we're playing these at the same time. So let's get through this. We'll take the repeat. We'll keep it nice and slow. And we have our right hand ready to go, thumb and fourth finger. We will be using the fifth finger on G. And then get your left hand ready to go with your thumb on G and your fourth finger on the D there. Okay? Please count with me. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Repeat. 1, 2. 1, 2. Left hand. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Now, if you need to go back and do that, take a minute to go back and do that. Practice on your own, and then go back with the video and do that with me. Be sure you are counting. Again, each one of these half notes gets 2 beats. The one thing I did want to point out in that one is that we have MF as our dynamic marking. MF means mezzo forte or moderately loud. Okay, so we can lighten up a little bit on that one, not so strong. Okay, that brings us to Jingle Bells. Yay, Jingle Bells. All right. So they want us to do some analyzing before we start practicing this or start playing this. So how about I put some, I'll put 2 measures on the board. We'll talk about those measures and the intervals and so forth, and then we'll get into playing Jingle Bells. All right, give me a second. On the board here in Jingle Bells, I have measure 1, 2, 3 written up here. And then over here, this measure here is our second to last measure. What they would like for us to do is find all the melodic fourths and fifths in the right hand and all the harmonic fourths and fifths in the left hand. Okay, so we'll do one even better. We'll find all of the intervals in the right hand and the left hand. Okay? So let's just begin here. We'll do the right hand and then we'll do the left hand. So we count from here, 1, 2, 3. That is a melodic third. So we'll do third. And you can write this in if you like. If not, just think through it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going from a line to a line. We have our fifth there, right? So there's our fifth that they want us to look for. There's fifth. And then from 1 to 2. 1, 2, that's a second. Right there. Let's go over here. We could do this here. Going from I know these 2 measures are not next to each other in the song, but let's do it anyway. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a fourth right there. To there. Okay, these are the same. Well, we won't label them. They're the same. Repeated notes. Over here we go down a second. That's a second. And here we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, down a third. And I'll write that in. Okay. Okay, if you want to pause the video, take a second to write that in your own music, you may do that. You don't have to. All right, let's go down here. All right, so now these are our harmonic intervals. We're playing these at the same time. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a fifth. Like that. I like to bracket it out. It's kind of like what they do. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a fourth. And over here, honestly, in these two beats here, we could play the exact same interval here as we have over here. It would sound fine, but they didn't have us do that. Okay, so we won't worry about that. I guess we call that just a unison of sorts, right? Just one note. Okay, so those are the intervals that we have in here, and we could go through and pull out a few more, but how about we get playing Jingle Bells? Okay, now I'm sure you have noticed this, but just in case you haven't, we are playing hands together through this entire piece. We have not done a whole lot of hands together, so this is a big step for us. Take your time, keep it slow, and you will become comfortable and successful quicker. Okay, play slowly, practice slowly, you will get better faster. In other words, okay? So let's take a nice slow tempo. Find your left hand notes first. We have C and our G. That's our fifth that we were talking about. And our right hand is just playing single notes, we can say. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Look ahead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Third line. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. In looking at this, I see two measures that I would need to focus on just a little bit more with my practice time. Are there any measures for you that you thought, wow, that was a little bit tricky? I'll tell you two. Actually, there's probably three. The first one I'm thinking of is the one that we had up here on the board, and that is measure 3. Okay, or we go from the E up to the G, we're jumping down here to the C, and we go back up. Yeah, there's a lot going on. We're up, we're down, we're back up again. So isolate that. Okay, going into the next line, the first measure in the next line, our left hand, which has been playing a fifth, the C and the G for the first 4 measures. All of a sudden, now we need to move to the fourth by moving our 4th finger up to the D there. Okay, so that might be a little tricky as well. Okay, again, let's see. In the third measure of line number 3, we have again that same melody. Okay, so we'll work on both of those spots, and then maybe even the second to last measure, which is the other measure we had up here, right? Right, and we have that melody. We have the 4th here to just the G. Okay, so we're picking up that 4th finger. We're only playing the G. rather than 2 fingers at a time here. Okay, so all of that makes things, there's a little bit of complication in this piece, right? The other thing I need to make sure that I say is that when we are working with hands together like this, always work hands separately to start your practicing. Practice your right hand all by itself. Get some of those tricky spots worked out. Work with your left hand all by itself. Get those spots worked out, the ones that we just spoke about, and maybe there's some other ones for you that you need to work on. So hands separately, then put your hands back together again. This is something that piano players do all the time, from beginner piano players to professional piano players. Looking for those tricky spots, finding out what is difficult, breaking it down, and then putting it back together. Again, slowly, very slowly, so that you will learn it more quickly. All right? With all of that said, let's play Jingle Bells one more time before we get to our homework assignment. Okay? Here we go. Find your left hand where it needs to be. Find your right hand on the E. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Second line. 1, 2. Look ahead. Bravo. How did you do with that one? Again, go back and practice. Practice by yourself. Practice hands separately. And then get back with the video and play along with me. And make sure you're counting as you're playing. And again, this will be part of your repertoire. You have 2 new pieces part of your repertoire. And people will be very happy to hear you play those pieces. And I will say probably, or hopefully and likely impressed, right? That you're doing so well. Okay, let's talk about our homework and we'll wrap this lesson up. Our homework for this lesson, I need for you to go back to page 28. I want you to practice everything on page 28. Yes, we want to make sure we have good King Wenceslas, nice and solid, to be part of our repertoire. Work on my 5th. Go ahead and practice all that. Review the top of page 29. And then, as you recall, we started the bottom, number 3. So go ahead and finish out number 3 at the bottom. I don't think that's going to take you much time at all. Turn the page to page 30. Yes, I'm sorry, 31st. We're going to practice Jingle Bells. We are going to have Jingle Bells memorized probably before you get done working on that. Okay. Again, take your time. Count. Make sure the whole notes get 4 beats. Make sure your half notes get 2 beats. Again, all those notes deserve their allotted number of beats. Look at page 31. We haven't talked about 31 at all, but I need for you to do all that for homework. You're practicing at the top. You can say the intervals as you're playing. Number 2, you're writing the letter, the actual letter name above each one of the, above or below, whatever they have given you there. We did that a few pages ago with the seconds and thirds. You're going to be fine with that. And the bottom, you're writing in whether it's a third, a fourth. Write the name of each harmonic interval in the box above it. Play, say the name of each interval. I am trusting that you will be able to do the bottom of page 31 with ease. Okay. And again, if there's any questions, you can always leave a comment below. Let me know if you have an issue with that. And then I will create a homework check video. That'll be our next one, and we'll just go over all that. It should be a pretty quick check with all that. However, we will we will play through our big pieces too. Good King, and we'll play through Jingle Bells, and we'll do a progress check on how we're doing with all that. Okay. My friends, that is it for today's lesson. Again, always let me know if you have any questions, comments below. What do you need help with? What are you struggling with? What's going well for you? Let me know how things are going. I'm sure if you're taking your time and practicing, if you find 10 minutes a day or even more a day, you will be impressed with how quickly you progress through all of this. Okay, until our next lesson, thank you for tuning in with me for Piano Lessons with Joel, and I will see you in our next lesson. Take care and happy practicing.